Hello everybody, myself Rakesh Ranjan, science teacher in St. Michael's Academy. I teach in this part of video subject biology for the students of class 10. And in this video we all know about chapter 8 and the name of the chapter is how do organisms reproduce. In previous video we all study about introduction and also asexual reproduction. In this part of video, we all study about sexual reproduction in flowering plant. In starting, we all try to know how many parts of flowers and also how many types of flower. There are two types of flower, unisexual and bisexual flower. Unisexual flower contains only one sex organ, male or female. It means the flower in which only single sex organs present, they are called unisexual. And also some flowers having both male and female parts present in the same flower, they are called bisexual flower. So in starting we all know about how many parts of a flower, because flower is called the sexual part of reproductive part of the plant and also most important and attractive part of the plant. So here is an example of flower, and this is also bisexual flower. In this flower, 4 holes present. At first we all know about 4 holes present in it. Typical flower consists of 4 sets of flower part or holes. 4 parts. Flowering part or floral part also called holes. First is called calyx. Sepals. The lower part of the flower which are in green color called sepals, and many sepals combinedly form calyx, and also they support the buds and flowers also. Second part or second hole is called corolla. This is the color part of the flower, and also many petals added in this hole and form corolla. They also provide various color of the flowers which help in the attract of the different types of insects for reproduction. Next, androecium and gynoecium. Both are the sexual part of the flower. Androecium is called the male part of the flower and gynoecium is called the female part of the flower. Androecium also many stamens present in the flower. They combinedly form androecium. And also in the center of the flower, pistil present. And also this is known as gynoecium. This is the female part of the flower. So these 4 holes present in the flower. Now the figure of flower is given here. You will see that the lower part of the flower, this is called pedicel, from which this flower attaches the stems of the plant. After them, thalamus. This is the swollen part of the flower, and also this is also swollen part called ovary and ovule present in it. At the lower part of flower, here indicated sepals. Sepals are in green of color and also present in the lower hole of the flower. They protect the flower. And after them the second part present here. This is called petal. This is colorful part. And combinedly many petals combinedly for corolla. After the third part here present, this is called stamen. And also this stamen is a long filamentous structure. The upper part is called anther and the long cylindrical part is called filament. Both combinedly called stamen, and also it is called male part of the flower. And also in the center of the flower, here is the present pistil. This is called pistil and also female part of the flower. This pistil is a long cylindrical structure and in upper way disc-like structure present and on the lower part swollen part present. The upper part, this female part or called pistil, also divided into three parts. The upper part is a disc-like structure called stigma, and also long filamentous part is called style, and the basal swollen part is called ovary. So stigma, style and ovary combinedly form the female part of the flower. Now by this figure we all know about each and every part and whole of the flower. Now we all know about the next topic, pollination. It means sexual reproduction in plants. Pollination must be needed. So what is pollination? In pollination, male and female part of the flower play important role. What is the definition of pollination? Transfer of pollen grains to the stigma from the anthers of a flower. Pollen grains present in the male part, and also stigma is the female part, upper part of the female part of flower, and also anthers, pollen grains present in the anthers. So from anthers, pollen grains falling down on stigma. This process is called pollination. Now after pollination, this pollination is also of two types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. It means various types of flower present in the single plant. When this pollination occurs on the same flower, same male part of the flower to the same female part of the flower, when pollen grains transferred and pollination completed, this is called self-pollination. And also cross-pollination means from one flower to another. It means pollen grains of one part of flower move to the stigma of another flower. Then these types of pollination is called cross-pollination. After them, the most important part is fertilization. What is fertilization? As you know, fertilization means fusion of male and female gamete. After fusion of male and female gamete, fertilization is completed. So male part, also you all know that in flower is called stamens, means androecium, and female part is called gynoecium. So when pollen grains come on the female part of stigma, then pollination completed, and after pollination, fertilization occurs. It means when pollen grains come on the upper part of stigma. Now you all try to understand by this figure. Here is the figure, germination of pollen grains on stigma and fertilization. At first, you will know this is the figure of female part of flower. Here is the figure, the upper part is given here. This is called a stigma, and middle part is called a style, and the lower part is called ovary. So when after pollination, pollen grains come on the upper part of stigma, then from the inner part of pollen grains, a pollen tube also develops. Here are the figure indicated that the pollen tube from the pollen grains develop, and also this move to the part of ovary, and also by this tubular structure the pollen grains come inside and also fuse with the egg cell and fertilization completed. So by this process, pollen grains from the stigma move down into the ovary and also fuse with the egg cell and fertilization completed. Now in fertilization, we all study a topic, double fertilization. It means in plant, the flower, in flower, double fertilization is occurs. Why? Double fertilization means involves two sperm cells, one fertile the egg cell to form zygote, develop into seed, and another fuse with the two polar nuclei that form the endosperm. After fertilization, ovule form the seed, while tissue of the ovary become the fruit. It means double fertilization means fusion of two male gametes occurs inside the ovary. One fuse with female gamete, ovule, and another fuse with two polar nuclei. So, the first part of pollen grains fuse with the female gamete, ovule, they develop into seed, and also another develop into fruit. It means ovary develop into fruit and the ovule develop into seed. These are the method and by which this is called double fertilization. Now, what is double fertilization? Double fertilization is a complex fertilization mechanism. It involves the joining of a female gametophyte with two male gametes. So, by fusion of two male gametes at the same time, one develop into seed and another develop into fruit. So, it is called double fertilization. In this process, seed form, which are the base of the new generation. So, when seed form inside the plant after fertilization, then this seed also including various parts. So, you will try to know about what is seed. The seed also hidden the germinated part of the plant for the future. It means during unfavorable condition they becomes in active stage, and during favorable condition this seed germinate and also develop into a new plant. Suppose this is a gram seed, and when we uncovered it, it means remove the outer covering, then two parts present here. These two parts are called cotyledons, and also the lower part develop inside it. This is called radicle, and this radicle develop into root, and also the upper part, this is called plumule, and also this develop into shoot. And also when we seed keep in the soil, then the radicle develop into root and also move the downward in the earth, and also plumule develop into shoot and move upward the sun, and also develop into new plant. Then there is a question, what are the importance of cotyledons? When seed keep in the soil, then they develop into plant. As you know, the seed also needed various types of energy sources and also nutrition for develop into new plant. So when this seed develop into a small plant, teeny plant or plantlets, then they start functioning and also start photosynthetic process and also prepare their food and also self-dependent. But before it, they have no any other sources for getting energy and nutrition. For this work, these cotyledons play important role, and also they store food materials, and also during this period of growth of the seed into teeny plantlets, they supply food and getting energy for growth of the seed into teeny plantlets, and after them they start their own function as self-dependent and also grow in a plant. So in this way we all study about sexual reproduction into plant, and this is the most important process. You will write notes about it and write on the fair copy and also try to learn and prepare for examination. Now I complete this part. Thank you.